This video did not exist in your timeline until you directed your absolute attention toward it. You pulled it out of the infinite sea of possibilities because you are ready for the truth. Have you ever wondered why, in the deepest hours of the night, you suddenly lift off the ground and soar through the sky with effortless grace? Today, we are going to explore the profound mystery of the quantum field and the true nature of your awareness. I promise you, by the end of this journey, you will no longer see yourself as a mere human bound by gravity, but as an infinite creator whose consciousness is already mastering the fabric of the universe. Tell me, have you ever woken up from a flying dream, feeling a strange sense of loss, as if waking up was the actual illusion? To truly grasp what is happening when you fly in your sleep, we must first look at the universe through a metaphysical lens. Imagine the universe not as a collection of solid objects, but as a vast, vibrating web of infinite potential known as the quantum field. In this unseen dimension, everything that could ever happen exists simultaneously as a wave of probability. Nothing becomes solid, nothing becomes real, until an observer looks at it. But observation is not a passive act of simply opening your eyes to see what is there. Observation is the most powerful, active force in existence. It is the focused beam of consciousness that commands the invisible energy of the cosmos to freeze into the physical experience you call your life. Your awareness is the architect. But what if I told you that the dream space is not a mere theater of the subconscious mind, but a literal playground for your higher awareness? When you close your eyes and drift into the state of sleep, you are not simply shutting down your physical system, you are unplugging your primary focus from the dense, three-dimensional matrix of the waking world. In this state of profound detachment, your consciousness is suddenly free from the heavy anchor of flesh and bone. It begins to remember its true, unlimited nature. The dreams where you suddenly realize you can levitate, hover, or soar above the earth are not random firings of a tired brain. They are memories of your natural state of being. You are actually experiencing the sensation of existing as pure energy. In those breathtaking moments where your feet leave the ground, your consciousness is actively practicing the art of navigating through alternate dimensions without the restrictive laws of earthly physics. You are experiencing the ultimate freedom of the soul, moving through the ether with nothing but the sheer force of intention. The physical body is safely resting in your bed, but the real you, the infinite observer, is stretching its energetic wings and remembering how to travel through the vast, unseen architecture of the universe. Let us examine the exact moment of transition, the delicate threshold between the waking world and the ethereal realm. As your brain waves slow down from the frantic beta state into the calm rhythms of alpha and eventually plunge into the deep waters of theta and delta, a miraculous shift occurs. Your consciousness stops collapsing the quantum wave function into a dense physical room and instead begins to interact with a reality that is entirely fluid. You are entering a domain where the delay between thought and manifestation is completely erased. In this fluid reality, the environment responds instantaneously to your vibration. When you dream of flying, you are directly observing how your internal state commands your external experience. You are testing your ability to move through a reality solely by directing your focus, entirely bypassing the need for physical muscles or mechanical force. This is the purest form of the observer effect. You look up at the sky, you feel the lightness in your being, and reality instantly reshapes itself to match your expectation. You are no longer bound by the heavy, sluggish rules of the material world. You are actively painting with the raw energy of the cosmos. Think deeply about the mechanics of how you fly in your dreams. You do not use wings, you do not use engines, and you rarely use any physical effort at all. It is always triggered by a profound inner knowing, a sudden realization that you simply do not have to stay on the ground anymore. You push off with a thought, and the environment obeys. This phenomenon is a direct translation of how you are meant to navigate the quantum field. Your consciousness is using the dream state as a safe, unrestricted simulator to practice shifting timelines and realities. Because there is no dense matter to slow down your manifestation, you get to see the immediate result of absolute belief. If you doubt yourself for a fraction of a second while flying in a dream, you will inevitably begin to lose altitude. But when your confidence is unshakable, you shoot through the clouds with unimaginable speed. This is your higher self training you. It is teaching you that reality is entirely subjective and completely obedient to the unwavering command of your focused awareness. In these flying dreams, gravity serves as a profound metaphor for the societal programming and limiting beliefs you carry in your waking life. Gravity is the ultimate symbol of the rules that everyone else has agreed upon. When you are awake, you accept that gravity will keep you pinned to the floor because the collective consciousness of humanity insists that it must be so. But in the dream, when you suddenly decide to float, you are rebelling against the collective agreement. You are breaking the ultimate rule. Your consciousness is proving to you that the limitations of the world are entirely illusory, born only from mass consensus. By defying gravity in your sleep, your soul is practicing the art of rejecting the limitations placed upon you by your family, your society, and your past traumas. Every time you launch yourself into the sky in a dream, you are cutting the energetic cords of doubt and limitation. You are proving to yourself that the rules of the matrix only apply to you if you consent to them. You are waking up to your sovereign power as a creator. Have you ever experienced the sudden jolt of falling right before you fly, or perhaps right before you wake up? That intense visceral reaction is a literal quantum jump. It is the moment your consciousness shifts gears between completely different frequencies of existence. When you fall and suddenly catch yourself in midair, turning a terrifying drop into a majestic flight, you are mastering the art of energetic alchemy. You are taking the lowest frequency of fear and instantly transmuting it into the highest frequency of liberation. This is not just a dream mechanism, this is a masterclass in how to handle the challenges of your waking life. When everything seems to be collapsing around you, when you feel like you are in an endless free fall, your higher self is reminding you of what you do in the dream realm. You do not have to hit the ground. You have the inherent ability to catch yourself, to change your perspective, and to soar above the very situation that was meant to destroy you. You are practicing how to override panic with pure, focused intention. The dream realm is the ultimate quantum simulator provided to you by the universe. It is a sandbox where the consequences of your thoughts are immediately visible. When your consciousness practices navigating without a physical body, it is learning how to manipulate the fabric of reality itself. In the waking world, matter is dense, and time acts as a buffer between your thoughts and your physical manifestations. This time delay often causes people to lose faith in their creative abilities, but in the dream space, the buffer is removed. The simulator runs in real time. If you think of a mountain, you are instantly flying over it. If you feel joy, the colors of the dream become impossibly vibrant. By repeatedly flying in your dreams, your consciousness is building an energetic muscle memory. It is becoming familiar with the sensation of effortless creation. The goal of this simulator is not just to entertain you while your body rests. The goal is to program your quantum identity so deeply that when you wake up, you carry that exact same sense of effortless power into the heavy, slow-moving physical world. But how does this late-night navigation connect to your waking manifestations? The connection is absolutely absolute. The feeling of flying without legs or wings is the exact same frequency required to manifest miracles in the physical realm. When you try to force things to happen in your daily life through hard labor, stress, and physical exhaustion, you are acting like a person trying to fly by violently flapping their physical arms. It is exhausting and ultimately futile. But when you apply the lesson of the flying dream, everything changes. You learn to manifest by relaxing into the knowing. You realize that you do not need to figure out the physical mechanics of how your desire will arrive. You only need to match the frequency of the destination. If your consciousness can travel across a dream city without walking a single step, it can also pull a new career, a soulmate, or financial abundance into your life without you having to micromanage the universe. You are practicing the art of letting the quantum field do the heavy lifting. This completely redefines the law of attraction. Modern teachings often describe the law of attraction as a magnetic pull, where you stand still and draw things toward your physical body. But quantumly speaking, you are not pulling anything toward you. You are shifting your consciousness into the parallel reality where the thing you desire already exists. Flying in your dreams is the literal representation of this shift. You are moving your awareness from point A to point B through the void of infinite possibilities. When you effortlessly glide over a dream landscape, you are shifting through millions of parallel frames of reality per second. Your consciousness is practicing the art of the quantum leap. It is learning that to experience a new reality, you do not change the world around you. You change your internal location within the field. You elevate your frequency, and the world below you simply changes to reflect your new vantage point. This is the greatest secret of reality creation that your soul is trying to teach you every single night. This is exactly where synchronicities come into play. When you spend your nights successfully navigating the quantum field, your waking life begins to echo with the signs of your travels. You might see a specific sequence of numbers, run into an old friend unexpectedly, or experience a profound moment of déjà vu. These are not random coincidences. They are the breadcrumbs left behind by your flying consciousness. Déjà vu, in particular, is a powerful indicator that you are on the right path. It is the sudden, jarring recognition that your consciousness has already flown through this exact moment in the quantum simulator before your physical body ever arrived there. You are catching up to your own energetic scout. When you notice these synchronicities multiplying, it is a clear message from the field that your daytime reality is becoming less dense and more fluid, resembling the dream state. You are successfully merging the freedom of the nighttime simulator with the structure of your daytime matrix. Let us examine the profound role of emotions in this quantum observation. In a flying dream, your altitude and speed are entirely dictated by your emotional state. If you suddenly become afraid of falling, if you let doubt creep into your mind, you will immediately begin to sink toward the ground. The fluid reality of the dream instantly mirrors your internal vibration. Conversely, if you feel a surge of absolute joy, gratitude, and invincibility, you will shoot upward, breaking through the atmosphere itself. This is a flawless demonstration of how emotions act as the steering wheel for your consciousness. Your thoughts provide the destination, but your emotions provide the fuel and the altitude. The exact same mechanism governs your physical life. When you operate from a place of fear and lack, your reality becomes heavy, difficult, and restrictive. You are spiritually sinking. But when you maintain a state of high vibration, when you feel the joy of your manifestation before it arrives, you are spiritually flying. You navigate over obstacles as if they do not even exist. So why do we forget these majestic experiences so quickly upon waking? Why does the rational mind erase the memory of our quantum flights within minutes of opening our eyes? It is because the physical brain acts as a reducing valve. The ego and the analytical mind are designed to keep you safely grounded in the three-dimensional illusion to ensure your physical survival. They cannot comprehend a reality where gravity is optional and manifestation is instant. Therefore, the brain categorizes the flying dream as impossible nonsense and quickly deletes the memory to maintain the illusion of a solid, predictable world. Society itself is built upon this collective amnesia. We are taught from childhood to dismiss our dreams as mere fantasies, ensuring that we remain disconnected from our true power as reality creators. But the fact that you still remember the sensation of flying means that your consciousness is breaking through the suppression. Your higher awareness is forcing the physical brain to retain the memory of its quantum nature. You are remembering who you really are. Lucid dreaming is the pivotal turning point in this evolution. When you suddenly realize that you are dreaming while still inside the dream, a massive shift occurs in your energetic signature. You go from being a passive participant in a subconscious movie to a conscious observer actively wielding the power of the quantum field. The moment you become lucid and choose to fly, you are executing the highest form of spiritual mastery. You are waking up inside the illusion. This experience is the exact metaphysical parallel to achieving spiritual awakening in your physical life. Recognizing that the waking world is also a projection of consciousness, a denser, slower dream, is the ultimate goal. Just as you can bend the rules of the lucid dream to soar through the sky, you can bend the probability waves of the waking world once you realize you are the dreamer. The practice of conscious flight in the astral realm is the direct preparation for becoming a conscious creator in the physical matrix. They are two sides of the very same cosmic coin. When you are soaring above cities, oceans, or strange alien landscapes in your sleep, you are literally swimming in the pure quantum field. In that state, space and time do not exist as fixed laws. You can fly to the other side of the planet in a fraction of a second or travel to the past and the future with a mere shift of intention. You are unbothered by the illusion of separation. This teaches you that distance is merely a construct of the physical mind. If you desire a specific reality in your waking life, whether it is a physical object, a relationship, or a state of health, you are not actually separated from it by time or space. You are only separated from it by frequency. Your nighttime flights are training you to bridge that frequency gap instantly. You are learning that to reach your goal, you do not need to build a physical bridge. You simply need to tune your consciousness to the coordinate of your desire, and the quantum field will instantly collapse the illusion of distance, bringing the experience directly to your localized awareness. Have you ever marveled at how vividly you feel the wind against your face during a flying dream? How you can feel the temperature of the air, the warmth of the sun, and the adrenaline in your chest, all while your physical body lies completely motionless under the blankets? This is one of the most staggering revelations of quantum psychology. It proves unequivocally that your physical organs are not the true source of your perception. Your eyes do not see, your skin does not feel, and your ears do not hear. It is your consciousness that processes all sensory data. The physical body is merely an antenna that feeds information to the true observer. When you fly in a dream, your consciousness bypasses the physical antenna entirely and experiences reality directly from the field. This realization is the key to mastering your life. If your consciousness can generate the absolute physical sensation of flying out of thin air, it can certainly generate the feeling of abundance, health, and profound peace in your waking life, long before the physical evidence appears. You must understand that these dreams are not random occurrences. If you are experiencing them, you are practicing for a great shift. The flying dream is a direct symptom of your energetic frequency rising dramatically above the collective density. As the planet goes through its own quantum evolution, individuals who are sensitive to the energetic shifts are being called to remember their multidimensional nature. Your consciousness is shedding the heavy, restrictive programming of the past. You are being trained to operate as a completely limitless being, while others remain trapped in the illusion of victimhood, bound by the metaphorical gravity of fear and limitation. You are learning how to glide over the chaos. The universe is actively preparing you to hold a higher vibration. It is asking you to bring the ethereal lightness of the dream state into the heavy density of the physical world. By remembering how to fly at night, you are preparing to lead others into the new paradigm of conscious creation during the day. The ultimate goal of this nighttime training is to anchor this high frequency into your waking state. You must begin to bring the frequency of flight into your daily tasks. When you face an obstacle at work, a conflict in a relationship, or a financial hurdle, pause and remember the feeling of pushing off the ground in your dream. Recall the absolute certainty you feel when you defy gravity. Apply that same weightless energy to your physical problems. Instead of pushing against the obstacle with stress and frustration, elevate your consciousness above it. See the problem as just another dream landscape that you can simply float over. When you shift your internal state to match the lightness of your flying dreams, you will be amazed at how quickly physical obstacles dissolve. The dense matter of your reality has no choice but to rearrange itself to match your new, elevated frequency. You become untouchable, navigating the challenges of life with the effortless grace of an eagle catching a thermal updraft. There is another deeply mystical layer to this phenomenon, the concept of parallel lives. According to quantum mechanics, there are infinite versions of you existing simultaneously in the multiverse, experiencing every possible timeline. Sometimes when you fly in a dream, you are not just exploring an imaginary landscape. Your consciousness is actually visiting and merging with another version of yourself in a different dimension. You are temporarily sharing the awareness of a parallel self who exists in a reality where the laws of physics are completely different, or where humanity has already evolved beyond the need for physical walking. You are downloading information, gathering energetic codes, and bringing that advanced knowledge back into your current physical timeline. The exhilaration you feel upon waking is the residual energy of that quantum merge. You are quite literally expanding your soul, weaving together the different threads of your multidimensional existence into one localized point of awareness here on Earth. Your physical body is merely a dense biological spacesuit designed to help your consciousness interact with this specific three-dimensional environment. But the spacesuit is not who you are. You are not a human being who occasionally has a spiritual experience during sleep. You are a localized point of the infinite quantum field, temporarily choosing to experience limitation for the sake of growth. The flying dreams are the universe's way of reminding you to unzip the suit every now and then and breathe the air of eternity. When you fully integrate this truth, the fear of death entirely vanishes. You realize that leaving the physical body is no different than taking off a heavy coat at the end of a long day. You will simply return to the state of effortless flight that you already practice every single night. This profound realization frees up massive amounts of energy that used to be consumed by existential fear, allowing you to direct that power entirely toward creating a beautiful, intentional reality right here and right now. True manifestation is simply the act of waking state flying. It requires the exact same surrender, the exact same lack of doubt, and the exact same absolute certainty that your internal command will alter the external environment. When you want to manifest a new reality, you must close your eyes and feel the emotional reality of your desire with the same vivid intensity as the wind in your dream. You must trust the invisible field to support you, just as you trust the dream air to hold your weight. If you look down and panic about how you are going to pay the bills or how you are going to find love, you will fall. You will crash back into the dense reality of lack. But if you keep your eyes on the horizon, if you maintain the elevated feeling of having already arrived, the quantum field will carry you there effortlessly. You are the observer, and your reality is merely the mirror reflecting your belief in your own ability to fly. You are not a helpless passenger on the unpredictable ride of life. You are the eternal creator, the master architect, and the supreme observer. You do not need to wait until you are asleep to experience the limitless power of your consciousness. Your mind can navigate the quantum field right now in this very moment. Every thought you think is a direction. Every emotion you feel is the altitude. The universe is waiting for your command. Stop crawling through life when you have already mastered the art of soaring through the cosmos. Take a deep breath, remember the feeling of leaving the ground and step into your true power. The physical world is just a slower, denser dream, and it is finally time for you to become completely lucid. You have always known how to fly. Now it is time to do it with your eyes wide open, transforming every aspect of your reality into a masterpiece of conscious creation. This is the ultimate revelation. You are not in reality. You are reality, observing itself through a human lens. Everything you experience, awake or asleep, is a manifestation of your own infinite consciousness. You are the dreamer, the dream, and the very sky you fly through. Thank you for taking this profound journey with me today. If this message unlocked something deep within you, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button so this frequency can reach others who are ready to awaken. To anchor your new vibration into the physical matrix, I want you to write this exact phrase in the comments below. I am the observer creating reality. Now tell me, what strange synchronicities or signs have you noticed in your waking life since you started having these powerful flying dreams?